Okay.
You can start right now.
Okay. So this session is dedicated on this e-certification group that has a goal for the restricted group that is ready to start to make this pilot project of virtual exchange. And this session is dedicated on the promotion of this virtual exchange project within the university. And there is also a short exchange on how to organize the management of the students. The presentation is done today by myself, Sabine from Sorbonne, and Vassili. So we will start by a small presentation on the project and some ideas on how to present the project within your university to the employees and to the students of your universities. To identify the main actors on this project. We will give you some inputs for your communication plan and also some ideas and the main inputs for the management of the students. And at the end, if there are any question and answer, we will try to answer them, and we will have a short discussion if there is somebody on this session. So, how to present the project and to who? The first person who are involved at the university, so the employees to who you are forced, let's say, to present the project are usually the political staff of your university, directors or the head of the departments, the vice presidents of teaching and learning that you have to convince to get involved in this project. And of course, you can start by a small presentation, and some sketch are usually quite useful. And we have some materials that are available and that we can share with you with Creative Commons, and everything is available on the drive that we made with Leiden, with all those PowerPoint presentation with some sketches. So the idea is always simple: get credits at home and study online at host, and with this little schematic. And also you can use this Sky Alliance metaphor that Maria exposed some days ago on another session. And all those tools are all available on the drive. And of course, you are welcome to use them and to adapt them to the different actors of your university. So what is the metaphor, the Alliance metaphor? I think that the idea of Maria from Leiden was quite nice. And it was to explain to the people, either the head of department, the vice rector, that it's like the air companies that make some alliances. So if you want to go from Paris to somewhere in China, you can buy your ticket to Air France. And if there is no direct flight to the small city in China where you want to go, you just buy your ticket to Air France. And then Air France has some alliance with China Eastern, and you go and buy your ticket, and you will find the same kind of service in the other company. You just buy your ticket from the company you know, and then it's completely transparent for you, either if it's an Air France flight or a China Eastern flight. So they define it like that. Our SkyTeam partners, 20 SkyTeam member airlines cooperate to let you travel the world in a style while enjoying a uniform service. So the idea is to be all those universities, and you are in University of Sorbonne, and you may like to have a course that is not available, and you will take it in Leiden, and you don't have to register in Leiden. You are just registered in Sorbonne, and you take either a course in Leiden and one in Munich. And for you, it's transparent as a student, and you don't have to do anything else, just to choose your course. So you can present it like that, and you have many ways of using different tools of communication to explain that to the staff, to explain the project. So who are the different actors? You have first to identify the target groups to define your communication plan. So you have the students. So the promotion of the project for the students won't be the same as the one of the employees. Even for the employees, you have different kind of employees at your university. You have the communication to the teachers, the communication to the examination committees, the training directors, the study advisors, the administrative staff, the other employees. And then for these primary target groups, why you need communication? You need communication because everybody has to know what is this virtual exchange, because if people do not know what is this exchange, they cannot explain to the student, and if the student do not understand how it works, if the people do not understand how it works, nobody will use it. So it's very important that you explain, and most of the people know exactly how it works. The secondary target group for your communication plan are the students of the partner university and the employees of the partner university. So, of course, this is the job of your partners, but also it's your job, because your partners need the information of your own university. What are your courses that will be available? What are the dates, etc. So you need to have a plan to give those information to all of your partners. Then you have to make you have to clarify the objectives and create awareness. So you have, as I said before, to inform the staff and then consequently the students as soon as possible about the possibilities of online education. Then every student has to know about the existence of online education. He has to know how to apply for online education, and he has to know what attending online education means for the value of their diploma. So you have to create this awareness, and it has to be clear for all those points for the students, if you want that they can take the courses for this virtual exchange. So you have to provide the information for the different target groups, in particular for the teachers, for the study advisors, and for the foreign coordinators. within your university and the Alliance partners. So especially for the courses for each semester, the informations may change. So you have to update all those information. So you also have to motivate and convince the students from your university as well as from your partner's university to participate to the online education and the virtual exchange project. And you also have to inform all students that are involved in the project about the obligation and constraints of participating in the virtual exchange project. So what are the input for your own communication plan? So here are some hints and thoughts. So some question you may ask yourself before starting to write your communication plan. So how do you want to promote the virtual exchange in your institution? So as I said, first you have to communicate maybe yourself by some presentation in real, but then you have to promote it maybe through a website. So first question, who will build this website? Second question, who will keep it updated? Then you can promote the project within newsletters. First question, who will write the newsletters and who will publish it? Will you write separate newsletters for the students and for the personnel? And each task may be defined differently for which means, for which target group, and what is the message and what is the deadline. So you have a matrix and you can define each task with all these different goals. So some other ideas. So you can present this project to the head of the teaching and learning departments. The teachers may be ambassadors of the project, and they can disseminate the project toward their colleagues and students. You can have some communication within each department of teaching. You can have some posters and hang up at the faculties. You can also distribute some flyers showing the main objective of the programs, showing all the list of the courses available for the year. You can also create some promotion during introduction weeks, so during events and meals, participate to study abroad festival, presentation process for target groups, emailing. So those are several ideas. You can pick whichever you prefer or you're able to organize depending on your university. So now let's talk about the management of the students once your project has started. So there is on one side the outgoing students and on the other side the incoming students. So when you have outgoing students, you have first to declare the students to the partner university. So you have to inform organizer of the partner university that you have some candidates to each course for the program. Once those students are accepted, when there are some partial midterm exam or final exam, you will receive the exam subject for those students. And you have to send them a convocation so as to be able to proctor them for the exam. Once the exam is done, you have to send the exams handouts to the partner. Then you will receive the transcripts and you have to send them to the correspondent to the discipline department of the students. You have also to centralize the incoming students. So when you have an incoming student, you will receive an email from the organization service of the partner university. So when this student is accepted, is registered in the course, you have to register in usually in your university internal informatics system, but then it also depends on the university, because in some university you do not have to register them in the central system until the exam. For example, at Sorbonne, we have to register them from the beginning so that they can access to the LMS. So we do that at the very beginning. So then only after that administrative part, we can register them to the course. We send the exam subject to the partners. We receive the exam handouts. We send to the professor the handouts so they can correct them and note. And at the end, we send the transcripts to the partners and the semester result. So, since there are nobody on the live session, there are no questions. So the presentation is finished. I will put this presentation for the candidate partners to the pilot project on our drive, on regular drive, so you can access it after this session if you like to see it. And you can also have this review, this session, which is recorded on the YouTube. Okay, thank you, and see you soon.